Hey guys, Whiskers here. Here's the live gear presentation we did in Woodland Park, Colorado. Here we go. Hey guys, how we doing today? Thank you all for showing up. Really appreciate y'all. A lot of you I know personally, a lot of you I don't. I'm Dave, this is Debbie. We're going to buy Whiskers on the trail. The happy hippie. Okay, how we're going to do this is, first of all, we brought our packs in completely loaded and ready to go. I didn't want to have all that gear strung out and you guys not know how it fits in there. But it all fits in here. This is the Happy Hippies pack, ready to go. Weighs 20, what do we rate this for, baby?
16.6.
16.6.
Excellent.
And that's a base weight, meaning there's no food or water in here. 16.6. Okay? Mine, on the other hand, is just a little bit heavier. Mine weighed 25 pounds. 25.2, I believe, this morning. Okay? And that's with the 10 in it. I have the 10 in here too. So that's our base weight. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take this apart and then we're going to go through the gear as we get going. Hey guys, come on in. Hey Judy. All the lights there, we say hey to Judy and them. Hey guys, we say boots. We are going to do the Appalachian Trail, okay? Which is 2,194.3 miles. We're going to start on the southern end. We're going to go from Springer Mountain, Georgia to Katahdin, Maine, okay? Let's just put that down in perspective for people that don't know exactly where we're at. If you were to walk from this point, where you're sitting right now, to Chicago, and come back, you'd still have to walk to Denver and back to get that mileage. Okay, so that puts it in a little bit of perspective. The halfway point is in Duncannon, Pennsylvania. We're leaving on February 28th, which is actually 30 days from today. I have a countdown on my phone down to the minute and second. But we're going to leave Colorado probably about the 18th or 19th, go through Oklahoma. We're going to fly out of Oklahoma to Atlanta. I have people that I've met on YouTube, from my YouTube channel, that are going to pick us up at the airport and take us to our cousin's house and then all the way to the trailhead. If you want to look back anything I go too fast on, I've got a video up on all this gear, separate videos. They're real short. Our goal, starting off on this trail, is I'm not going to go out there and hike 2,100 miles in my head. There's no way I can do that. What I can do is I can start off, and this is all we've planned so far, is doing the first section of it, which is a 30-mile section. That's the first place that we will be able to resupply and get more food and whatever we need at that point. So it's like 30.1 miles. So when we start off on the trail, we're going to each be packing 4 days of food. And as far as water goes, there's plenty of water sources from Georgia up to Pennsylvania. Once you get, that's a halfway point. Once you get past Pennsylvania, then you have to be more cognizant of what you're carrying. But we'll be going through or by a town every 3 to 5 days. The reason I'm hiking the Appalachian Trail, why do I even want to attempt this, okay? I'll tell you a quick story. In June of 1994, I quit drinking, quit doing drugs, quit doing a lot of things. I used to have a scale, which I have here, I weigh grams and ounces, well you can figure that out. Anyway, I don't wear that anymore, I weigh gear, okay? So that's one of the reasons I'm hiking. When I sobered up on June the 13th, 1994, I read a book called Blind Courage by Bill Irwin. One of the best books I ever read. He had hiked the trail in 1990, blind, legally blind, with a dog, from Georgia to Maine. And I said, man, if he can do that, I know I can. Man, this would be great. I just sobered up. I have about 3 months of sobriety. I need to go to the woods, Appalachian Trail, that's where I need to go and figure this out, figure out how to do that. Well, long story short, I didn't do that. Debbie's known I wanted to hike this trail for years, literally years. Approximately a year and a half ago, we were sitting in our hot tub, looking out over Pikes Peak, which we have a beautiful view from. Okay? Debbie, out of the blue, Debbie turned around, looked at me and said, I'll hike that trail with you. And I went, whoa. Brought tears to my eyes, guys. That was the same look she gave me that day that said, when she said I do. And she took me, we got married. We've been married 26 years. Sobriety this year, in 2022, will be 28 years. So
That's why you don't have beer.
that's why you guys ain't drinking beer tonight. Enjoy your water. Now, I'm going to go through all this gear as kind of unwrap it, and then we'll see what goes on, okay? I'll go back to it. First of all, this is my cook system. This is all I'm carrying for a cook system, okay? This whole cook system weighs 14.20 ounces, okay? Everything involved here. Comes with the lid. As we take it apart, a little cleaning cloth. This is actually a Pocket Rocket 2 stove, which unfolds. Okay, this is the Pocket Rocket 2 stove. We'll do more of that here in a minute. Carry the big lighter, light my stove with it if I need it. Inside here is a fuel canister. This is the fuel that burns the stove. So everything's combined in here. And then I do have a half a scouring powder, which weighs almost nothing. I'm not going to weigh all this stuff. Anyway, it's very, very light. Just to clean my pot out with. Am I going to actually cook in this? No. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil water in this. Okay, I'm going to boil water in this to use our food. A lot of our food over here that you see kind of displayed, this is not what we're taking starting off, but this is an example of what we will be taking on the trail. Okay, we have a Pink Green Fuel Mountain House, Backpackers Pantry, Creme Brulee. Nice. So what I've done a little bit differently is I've repackaged these. This is actually a beef stroganoff Pink Green Fuel meal right here in a quart-size bag. So what I do is this is a lot easier to carry than that, a lot less bulky. You get it down to what you need. This is a freezer bag, which will handle boiling water. So what I've done a little bit different is I wouldn't, since I'm getting rid of that pouch and I need this to be really hot, I bought this Hyperlight repack, is what they call it. And with this, you stick your quart-size bag down in there with your food in it. Boil your water, open it up. Follow the instructions, put your hot water in there. It's not going to go through the bag because you bought a freezer bag, not through regular bag, okay? It won't destroy it at all. Once it gets done, you seal it over, let it cook for 9 minutes, open it up, fold it backwards, and then you can eat right out of here. This pouch weighs like a ½ ounce, if that, okay? But it keeps it warm. They're real handy to eat out. The way you set this up, make sure your valve's off, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Remember that from kindergarten, okay? And then this just screws into the stove. It is going to spit just a little bit when I screw it in, but if you go fast, it'll quit, okay? A couple of ways to lighten this stove. We can turn the fuel on, push that'll do it, okay? Just like that. And another way I like to lighten these is with my carabiner, fire beater. This is a fire beater. Outdoor Element makes this thing. It has a carabiner on it, as you can see. Has a lot of functions. Has a bottle opener for those who still popping the top. They make Dr. Pepper in bottles too. Just say it. And then it also has a wombat. They call this a wombat. Inside here is a little bit of fire starter. It's a cotton infused with wax, and it works really, really well. This thing goes off a pretty good spark, as you can see. So there's another way to light this too. Good. Your lighter doesn't work, this thing will never fail you. It has a refillable ferrule rod on it that you can refill the ferrule rod. So what we do to get our dinner going, we don't forget we have water boiling. We need some water.
Water?
I do. Wouldn't hurt. I'm not going to actually cook a meal tonight, but these stoves work very, very efficiently. I'm just going to put a little bit of water in there, kind of first. We filtered this right out of Lynn's bathroom, so we know it's good. Just say, set our water on there. And it'll take approximately, on a cup of water, it'll take about 2 minutes to bring that to a full boil, okay? While that's going on, we'll go ahead and introduce you to my spoon. As you can see, these Mountain House meals are pretty deep. If you have a little bitty plastic fork and spoon or whatever, you're going to, man, that stuff is good. This is why we have a Toast Titanium polished bone spoon. They make this in a sport also, okay? I chose not to do that. It just rakes stuff out of the way. I had one, but you leave a lot of traces in your bag, okay? That's awesome. You leave a lot of stuff in your bag. I love the spoon. Weight on it, ½ ounce, if that, okay? I'm carrying two. I'm gonna carry an extra, because they just weigh nothing. You're infamous about leaving stuff laying around. Happy Hippie also has her own little setup for her too, so that'll be awesome, okay? That's getting pretty hot. I can see it now. This thing, also from Outdoor Element, is called the handle. Handle, okay? Not a handler, but a handle. So what this does is when your water gets hot, instead of having to get your towel and pick it up off there, reach down here, grab your handle, take this over. We're going to go ahead and shut this off now. Got our water boiling. Dump it in your bag, okay, without burning your hands. Okay, now that's a really cool function. Pull the pin out. Take it apart, okay? Put your handle down. We don't need that anymore. Take the cap off of your empty fuel container. This one's empty, trust me. Screw it on here. Screw it on here. Remember, this is kind of empty. If it was not empty, it'd be spewing fuel right now. It'd be spewing fuel. So what you also do is pull your little rubber deal on there. Let me show you this. Then you can take this can and punch it. And you're punching holes. There's no fuel left in this at all. You're punching holes in this. You're not throwing a bomb in the trash or whatever, okay? And then it's completely empty. Then you can dispose of it properly. Whether you recycle it or even throw it in the trash, but it's empty. It's not going to become a bomb. The next thing in out of the side pocket is actually my water filter. Okay, I've been through several water filters. In fact, I'm going to give one away at the end of the deal. One of them's a door prize. I have chose the Sawyer Squeeze. So it's full size. They make a mini and a full size. This is the full size. Okay. Okay. When you order Sawyer Squeeze, they send you all kinds of stuff to do things with. This is the bag they send you with. I hate this bag. They're trash. To me, they're trash. Couple of reasons. It's real simply, it's hard to do anything with. There have been a ton of people when you put pressure on this bag to filter water through, the bag will blow out right here. It's worthless. So we just threw it away. I saved that one for demo purposes only. What I do use is a C-Note bag. They make these in 1, 2, and 3 liters. As you can see, this is a lot more whatever, okay? I like it for that reason. Come here, boy, I'm not quite done with you. Where'd you go? Oh, you made the bucket good. Another reason I don't like the Sawyer Squeeze is because of the opening. You have to get your dirty water into this opening. Okay? Very small. If you use the Catadon B-Free, which is right over there, I'm actually going to give one of those away at the end of the show. But the Catadon B-Free is a good filter, but you still have to get it in the opening about that big. So if you have a half-inch string going by or whatever, it's going to be hard to get water. What I like is a C-Note bag. I like this. You don't have to get water through this opening. You actually take this thing apart, open up the bottom. There's where you put your water in. Okay? They make these 1, 2, and 3. Okay? I use the C-Note bag for dirty water only. If it is a smart liter bottle, if it's a smart liter water bottle, I better get off that. I'm not doing good. It's clean water, okay? Dirty water only. That's the only reason I care. This is a brand new one. This is another thing that we're going to double over. Deb will carry a water filtration system. I will carry a water filtration system. One thing you really got to watch on this, see that white filter, that washer in there? They were having a ton of trouble, people losing these. They just fall out. So what they did is they kind of redesigned them. And they put little, I'm going to have to say it because I don't know other word, bumps or titties or whatever you want to call them that help hold them in. Okay? They help hold them down in there. So they don't go, hey, Jerome. Welcome. Anyway, these keep falling out. So therein, if you'll notice in my bag here, there's an extra. And it's not just sitting in there, it won't fall out. I've used a bread tie to tie it in there so I don't lose it. If I have this, I have that extra filter. Our extra washer, okay? That's why it didn't fall out with the rest of this stuff, okay? Now, that is one thing you gotta watch. The other thing you gotta watch is these freezing. Once these freeze, they fail, or they might not.
But when they thaw, will they be good again?
No, ma'am.
Oh,
When they freeze, the
freeze, that's
membrane,
it?
the membranes in here will freeze and crack. They're ceramic, I believe. There are membranes in these and the Be Free that will freeze and crack. You decide whether you want to drink that water. I'm not taking a chance. These are supposed to filter like 100,000 gallons of water, way more than we're going to use on the trail. I'm going to replace my filter every year just because. They're only 24 bucks. Okay? And Sawyer sends you a whole bunch of other stuff that goes with this filter that you just don't need if you're not going to use their bag. And we've already decided we're not using it. So, okay? We're not using their bag. So, how do you filter water? There's a couple of ways to use this filter. First off, you can take your smart water bottle, right? And as you can see, it has a flow direction pointed like in 3 places. So dirty water needs to go in here, clean water will come out here. Right.
No, you don't.
Yeah, if it flows this way, it's going to filter the water coming here or there, okay? I'm just assuming this is dirty water.
Oh, okay, got it.
So go with me for a minute, because I know this is clean, but this is dirty water. So the flow is going dirty water through the filter and then do your mouth or wherever you want to put it, okay? Then you can take and put a sport cap on the end of this, open it up, and drink you some water. That's one way to do it. I don't like this method because when you carry it on your pack, look where that's hitting me. I don't like this. So, but once again, we go back to, I'm just using the smart water bottles, okay? So, we know that. Another way you can filter this water is what they call the gravity feed. And by doing that, means it'll take the work out of you. I know this is taking a little bit of time, sorry guys, we'll make you happy. And then we'll do a cleaning filter on the end of this, so it'll adapt to my smart water bottle. And now we're going to put this on. Make sure everything's kind of tight. Turn it upside down. And if you'll take and it's already started dripping, you can see that. If you'll loosen this just a little bit from the bottle, it'll allow the air to get out of there and it'll go a lot faster. Lynn just put new floors in, so I'm gonna kind of respect that. But the cool thing about this is you take this, I need a limb. You look like a limb.
You got a whole rack there.
You take this, hang it around the limb, put it back into itself. Flip it back into itself and go off and set your tent up. You need to stay until it fills up. But you can hang this across yourself in a limb or whatever. And and then you can go off and do other things.
That's awesome.
Okay? That's the gravity feed. And Sawyer gives you this stuff. They give you a hose, and I didn't bring it because I trashed it. Well, I did, but I don't like that way. I like this way. And if you'll release this just a little bit from the bottom, you heard that? Okay. It'll really start flowing. It just had so much air in the bottom. Like I said, I don't want to make a mess. That's one way to do it, okay? That's 2 ways to do it, actually. So once you get done, by the way, that is good water. Okay, the other way you can do this is you can actually skip the hanging part. So we're going to skip the hanging part this time. We're going to act like we're not going to hang it. And we're going to take this, we're going to screw it back on there, make a mess. And I'm so sorry. And then you can take this bag and actually push it down, push the water through it. Once again, loosen up the and this doesn't take very long balance. Okay? That's the third way. This is the way we're going to be filtering water most of the time. I've used this filter out on these hikes where we're at. I bet I've filtered 30 gallons of water, maybe more.
Yeah, you look like a water wizard right now.
Thank you.
Water wizard.
I feel like I'm playing in a sandbox.
Dave, can you just take just plain river water with like beakers, Giardia and all of that stuff in it?
Yes, this filter takes care of everything except what they call that, the norovirus, okay, which is not really a
Well, that's, I'm
waterborne.
pretty sure.
Right, it's not a waterborne deal, but this filter will clean everything out of it.
Some people do, take the purification pills with them, or that purification stuff, just in case you get a source of water that you're just not too sure about. But it's supposed to do like 100,000 gallons.
Wow.
So, but I think they're awesome for preppers. I mean, if you had, you know, something
Right.
come up.
It'd be great to have just, you know, in my car, my four-wheel drive car, because, you know, I often take off, and, you know, the big fear is that nobody's gonna know where I am when I get in trouble.
Yeah.
I think everybody ought to have one of these in their home. I mean, when water goes out, whatever, Mr. Waterman there, Charlie, Colorado Springs Utilities. But when the water goes out, I guarantee you, Ben, this would be nice. So you have to drink out of the bathtub. Everybody fills their bathtub up in a panic or whatever. This is good water. I mean, you don't have to boil it. You don't have to do nothing to it.
I know that you guys have planned for your weight. What if one of you, like, broke your leg and had to stay behind while the other one hikes out? I know that's why you've doubled up on some of your stuff.
Right, and that's exactly as Michelle, and especially up here in Colorado. Not so much the Appalachian Trail, but if we have to split up, we want each pack to be self-contained, down to even the shelter, okay? And we have that covered too. I've got the tent set up, as you see that. I have another shelter in here that I'll show you here in just a minute. But we do want that, it's very important. So, done that. Now, how do you clean this thing? I'm not gonna do it because I will make a mess. But, this is my dirty, doesn't matter.
Got a lot of gear to go through.
So what you do to clean this thing is you actually do put it on backwards. Put it on upside down with the cleaning coupling, that's where the water comes from. Okay, so now what you're doing is you're going back against the grain. Okay, and you turn this over and you squirt back through it and it'll pour out. It's not gonna pour out like, but it'll pour out, it'll clean itself. Okay, they urge you after about 60 days use, and we're going to do it whenever we hit town, not every town, but like 60 days, to soak this in a 50% vinegar water mix. Let it soak overnight, and then run a full, you always clean the filter with clean water, never dirty water, never dirty water. So you always clean water, okay? But that's the way you clean it. And then you can turn it around and shake it out, okay? So how do you keep one of these from freezing? So you sleep with it, or you carry it in a pocket from your jacket. But every night there's certain things that you don't want to get cold. Batteries go down way fast when they're cold, right? So you don't want that to happen. So what we do is we have our electronics, we have our filters, and our phones that will be thrown in the bottom of our foot box and our quilts. Yes, sir.
Do you carry iodine tablets?
I was getting to that too. Hang on, you're getting ahead of me. That's my show. Hang on. Y'all come to watch me.
If you use the tablets, you have to have something to filter out all your grit.
There's another, when you filter water out of a creek or stream, or especially maybe a questionable source, do you really want to drink it that way? You can do other things to it too, and this is what we do. Debbie really doesn't like it, so what we do is we put a little bit of a packet of Propel in it, just to knock the flavor around, so you're not tasting the whatever. Okay, next thing I got on here is the Garmin Mini inReach. This is a SOS device. Okay, this is an SOS device. They sell them. They have several of them. What this does is it'll actually help them in trouble. Has an SOS. This is activated. Y'all want to see the Woodland Park Police tonight? We can. They will come. They will come. It has an SOS device under here. You open this up, and if I was to push that button now, this is activated, and they would come. Search and rescue would come. The reason I chose this one was 2 or 3 different kinds. Okay? There's one that's called the Spot device that only does what I'm telling you right now. Push it, it'll send for help. Okay? There's another one called the Zoe, which it's a good one too. This one's $350. The Spot is $199, and I believe, don't quote me on all these numbers, I believe the Zoe's like $249. Okay? Spot, help. Zoe, help, plus you can text off of it. You can send text, not through a satellite or phone, but through the satellites, okay? This one, the reason I went to the extra is because help, text, map, weather, you can put in up to 10 3 pre-programmed message. Hey, I'm okay tonight. Hey, I miss you. Love you. Whatever you want to put in. You can program it to go to 10 people each. Okay? 10 people each. Every night. Not only the $350 we already spent, we're on the cheapest program they have, which is $24 a month. Okay? What that allows me to do is send 40 text messages a month. Okay? I just told you you could put 10, I love you, in there and send it. Okay? That counts as 10 messages. So you can burn 40 up pretty quick. After you use your 40, it costs $2.49 per message. But help, love you, here I am, text, weather, map. This is an awesome deal. We got this not so much for the Appalachian Trail. We're going to take it. But what we really got it for is out here in Colorado. What is the great thing about this one, it's only in the spot don't offer, is that search and rescue is going to be able to communicate with you. You send them a message. If I set this now and punch that button, Woodland Park or search and rescue or somebody would activate this and say, what kind of emergency do you have? The next thing I'm going to show you on the outer pocket is my water bottle. Easier to put in than you have it on. Okay, there's my water bottle. Okay, right here, snot rag, sweat rag. Okay, right here, phone pocket to keep my phone dry. Or snack, whatever I want to use. Okay. The pockets out here have my headlamp in them on one side, and some pills here. Vitamin I, they call it on the trail store, ibuprofen. Okay, and then the other thing I didn't pull out was my collapsible cup from Seed to Sun. Okay, pretty handy thing. And if you order any of this stuff, either buy it from Lynn or go to my website and do it, because I get a kickback. I'm affiliated with a lot of this stuff. Okay, so okay. Next is the back pouch, my Reindeer, frog tops. There's millions of brands out there. These are $23. Some of them go to $500. I'm not going to rip. I was in the oil field. I'm not going to rip my pants out or whatever for $500. These will work. Okay. Next thing out is my hoodie. This comes from Kuiu. I believe you pronounce it Ku because you don't say the I. Huh? Kuiu. See, I say that too. I can't say it real fast. But anyway, this is 5 ounces. I've worn this with what I have on now. I have a 150 base layer on now, Merino Wool, minus 33. Also have a cool dry Hanes t-shirt, $11. And then I wore this over that. Hiking at 25 degrees all day long. Never got cold. Never got cold. It has a fabric in there, it's polyester, and then it has it's called a Ricon fabric, and it blocks the wind. The wind blows right off. Okay, then I have the toilet. I'm going to keep talking before we go. This is kind of important though. So this is my toiletry kit, which comes with the deuce of spades. Dig my little cat hole. Can't leave any trace out there in toilet paper. That's not a big deal. Here comes the big deal. Okay, the other thing I have in it is extra baggies for trash bag. You can't throw your trash down out there. You got to haul it. And there's not a trash can everywhere you go. You got to haul it out. Next thing we have, which is really important, is Farkle game. Deb and I play Farkle. I love it. Okay? Let's open this sucker up. The reason I like this pack, real quick, man, this is the Hyperlight pack, HMG Hyperlight Mountain Gear. I got this pack from a cottage company. Can't find them like in retail. I think REI does carry one size now. This is a 4400 Wind Rider pack. Okay? It comes with the mesh pockets. I like it. Debbie's pack is the North Rim. It's HMG North Rim. It comes with solid pockets on the outside. The reason we're taking that is actually gifted to us from Sandy. Sandy gave us that pack. When Debbie walked in the door that one night, I was researching packs at the time. I looked at that pack and I went, whoa, that's a Hyperlight. I knew exactly. I didn't know the size, but I knew what it was. And I said, so I started researching them. And the reason I like this pack, you can close it up like 2 or 3 ways, a couple of ways. You can take it, roll it down, we'll unroll it here in a minute, but you can take this and snap it together and it's protected. Or you can do it like I had on the sides. And then you can still use this for like a pad or whatever you want to do. I put extra straps on it so I can strap stuff right here if I need to. So that's it. So what we do, go ahead and unroll this. This is actually a 65-liter pack. Okay? There's not much to it. It's a big old gunny sack. There's not much to it. It has 55, I'm sorry, it's a 65 liter, did I say that right? Okay, 55 on the inside, 10 on the outside, got the pockets, okay? So, I can't really pull it out that high, but this is an awesome pack. But the first thing out of the pack, I'm not gonna demonstrate these camp shoes. I like having some shoes that I can take my boots off and stretch my toes, okay? I like those. Sorry about the floor there. Next thing out is, I bought this at a cottage company. This is from Mountain Blaze, a place out of Maine. This is a Merino Wool with a polyester liner. Very, very, very warm. I wore it down with winds blowing all up, going up the crags, going all over Colorado. The wind never got to my ears. I like it because it comes down over your ears. A lot of beanies come like right here. A lot of them, that one doesn't. $40, one of the best $40 I spent on mine. We'll go through that here in a minute. Then I have gloves. These are glove liners actually. I have a 150 and a 250, just like this is. Thinner, thicker. And I have a buff. It has a pretty reindeer on it. I gotta keep going. So we're not gonna go through that. Next thing I'm showing is, since we're starting on February 28th, we are gonna take Microspikes, grandpas. Okay, we are gonna take them. I'm gonna use these. These weigh like 13 ounces. I don't weigh them, but I'm pretty close. 13 ounces. They're the Katua brand. The bottom here, Lynn, she has them downstairs. Pick up a pair on the way out. Okay, these are awesome. Wear them through snow. These will save you. A lot of people start their hikes on, especially like the weather is now on the East Coast. One slip and you're done. You're done. You can't do no more. Okay, so very important. We're going to carry these through the Smokies at least. Once we get out of the Smokies, the weather should change. Okay. Okay, next thing out is part of my sleep system. This is my quilt. We're going to go into it real deep here in a minute. This is my quilt. Underground quilt made out of Wisconsin, a cottage company. This is the way it shrinks down. It's 0 degree, 950 feel with 4 ounces extra down in it. If you buy quilts, just real quick, if you buy quilts and you buy anything from 750 down, not down as in the quilt, but under 750 and under, it comes with duck down. If you buy it 850 and up, it comes with goose down. Okay, this is 0 degree. Maybe a little overkill for when we're starting, but I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Okay, so we're good. Next thing out, still part of my sleep system. This is right here, this is the thermal rest compressible pillow. I like my pillow. I don't like it depending on this to blow up with air. It rolls back into itself. And the longer it stays out, the fluffier it gets. I bought the Lawrenceburg and Debbie has it, I think, medium. And I like it. We'll just leave it sitting there and watch it close up. Okay. We'll go through these real quick here in a second. This is all the clothes I'm taking, besides what I'm wearing. This is it. Okay? Without telling you. Okay, this is actually my mattress. This is the Thermal Rest Neo Air X Therm. Has the best R rating in the business, meaning the cold won't come up, the heat won't go down. This mattress is $269 for one. I don't know what she did. Anyway, no, she has the exact same mattress. This is an excellent mattress. Well, we'll dig into that here. Okay, I'll just give you a sip. This is my electronics and ditty bag. Go through that here in a second. Hurry, and this is our other shelter I was telling you about earlier. This is a sanctuary sill tarp, 1 pound, 14 ounces. Has 17 tile places on it around the side. And what I really like, the one in the middle. They're not grommets, they're nylon. They have the little tags on them, the little nylon flippers on them. I like this so you can come up and make it a tent, you can make it into a tarp, you can make it into a lean-to. This is our emergency shelter if we need it.
Is it 5 by 7 or 8 by 8?
This is actually 9 by 12, 1 pound, 14 ounces. Okay, so, having said that, if we can come up and we want to set our tent up and it's raining real hard, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and maybe set this up first and then set our tent up underneath it, okay? That's everything in the pack. That's what it looks like inside. The pack is made out of Dyneema. It's, nothing's waterproof out there, but this is about as water resistant as you can get. The only place water will not pilfer through this, no matter how much it rains, it'll never get through the fabric. But what it can do is get through a seam. The seams are sealed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 62-cent trash bag and the stuff that we really don't want wet, stuff we really don't want wet, which will be our quilt, our clothes, and our electronics, we're gonna put inside that trash bag, inside the dry bags. These are dry bags for Wise Out. They're automatically kind of water resistant, but a trash bag, more inside a pack, 3 layers of protection. You can get cold out there, you can get wet, but you gotta be able to fix it. You gotta be able to fix it or it gets serious real quick. Look at this mattress real quick. $269 when I bought it. I think they're down to $249. Right now they're sold out. They're sold out online.
It's a glorified air mattress.
Huh?
It's a glorified air mattress.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay? I'll get into that here in a second. Yeah. Oh, hurry, baby, come up here and help us see. I found a photo for you. Okay. There's what she looks like. There's what she looks like. This only inflates to 2 inches. That's it. There's a couple of ways you can air this thing up. This is called a pup sack. What you can do, back there, has a double valve on it. It has a twisty valve here, which is open, and it has a swing block here, okay? That's open, that's closed. It has a double protection on the valve. If you have this closed, it's a one-way valve. You can blow into it, but air won't come out, okay? Okay, the other way you can air this up is you actually put this thing on there, it snaps on, right on this little valve. Got all your valves open. And you can tear it up that way. It takes about 15 times to do it that way. I carry this as an emergency, but that's not the way I do it. The way I did is I bought this Thermaless Neo air pump. Weighs 2.1 ounces with 2 AAA batteries in it. It has an inflate and a deflate. The easiest way to put this on is snap it on, turn it on, and you're filling up right now.
Oh my God.
That's the easiest way. Takes about 3 minutes. I've never changed batteries in this thing. We've used it quite a bit. They say that it'll inflate and deflate 50 times. Would I trust that? Probably not, but you know, whatever. So, well, that's aired up. We're going to go ahead and let that air up. Let's look at our quilt. This is our quilt. This is one of our quilts. Deb has one too. Okay? This is a UGQ. I've said that before. It has a neck ring on it, so you can cinch it down and get warm up there. It also has a a full zipper foot box. So I can take this all the way apart, and it has draw cords down here, so you can cinch up your feet, okay? Make everything nice and toasty. What I like about it is, you can take it all the way apart, and it becomes an actual quilt, okay? Now, hang on a minute. The reason people use quilts and not sleeping bags, not everybody does, but the reason they're getting more popular, like 70% of the people on the AT use a quilt now, is because you don't have a bottom. You can't wrap around in this. This is going to be your bottom. Therein lies why the R value is important, okay? You can't wrap around this, okay? But what you can do is we bought a Sea to Summit Reactor liner. Okay? This is like a mummy bag, but it's a liner. They claim this will cover your whole deal, whole body, okay? You just slide in there. They claim this adds, and I'm not going by their marks because they're manufacturers and they want to sell it, but they claim these adds between 15 and 20 degrees or more.
Because Does the thermos go inside that, or do you go inside?
Okay, there's a couple ways, Michelle. The reason I like this thing is you can use it any way you want to. When it does get hotter later down the trail, we can use this for a blanket at night when those 2 hours that you need. Okay? If we have to, I'll trade in and get a lighter quilt, but I don't think I need to. The other way you can use it is you can actually put this thing over the mattress and use it like a sheet. It slides all the way on and it's very stretchy. And then you have like something to lay on besides this. Most of the time you crawl in, the quickest way to warm up in one of these quilts is to go in there with your underwear on. That's the quickest way because it works off body heat. This mattress is so well built, it does cost a lot of money, but the cold doesn't come up. You'll sleep actually warm on this. You'll feel it warm because your body's warming that up. It won't go away. Okay? So that is our lighter. Go back to our quilt now. How do I keep that thing on me all the time? Okay, that quilt there weighs, and don't quote me on this either. I'll get real close. That quilt there weighs like 1 pound 15 ounces. Here, Michelle, bring my quilt back. You what?
I love this.
Oh, this one. Okay, how do I keep this thing? My feet go down there. Okay, actually it does. Okay, well, how do you keep this thing from just flying off of you? You keep simply 2 straps, okay? What they do, I'm not going to do it all the way, but we'll show you how they work. Put this thing, put 2 straps on your pad, and then on the quilt here, as you can see, they have little baskets. These clip together, boom, on each side, and that keeps your quilt from just flying everywhere. I use one like down here, because I like to kick my feet around. I don't like them on the bag, I don't like doing the thing. I'm not going to put it all the way together, but they do give you 2, and they work perfectly. Okay? And that thing is about aired up, so we'll switch it around. Now we'll blow it all back out. Okay. That goes into my sleep system. Okay, let me go through my clothes real quick. Besides what I have on, most of the time I'm going to be hiking. And this shirt, this is a Bailey. Bailey's getting pretty big in the hiking world. Very, very, very lightweight. This is actually a fishing shirt. So, in my clothes, I always carry what is called Microfiber Towels. Just in case I spill something in my tent, spill my water, whatever, be able to wipe it up, okay? Very good. Okay. Besides what I'm wearing, I have on Darn Tough socks. I have these Columbia convertible pants, these zip off to make shorts. I have on ex officio underwear. Keeps the boys hanging free, they don't fight. Okay? Got on, I'm sorry, did I go over PG? Didn't mean to. Okay, got on Merino Wool, loving these things. This is the 150 base layer, and then I have on the cool dry shirt. So inside my bag, what I'm carrying a pair of Genji Toe Socks. Doesn't look like my toes will fit in there, but you guys be surprised. These are nice. Well, these will come in handy. These are liners. They're not actual socks. These will come in handy when we walk through water all day long. And we will. Our feet will get wet. We're not wearing waterproof shoes. We will get wet. These will keep the boys.
The
piggies.
The piggies, there you go. These will keep the piggies separated so they're not rubbing up against each other fighting and get blisters, okay? Really like these. Then also, extra pair of Darn Tough socks to hike in. This is the same kind I'm wearing right now. Same kind. These are pricey, but one thing about Darn Tough, lifetime. And they mean it. They mean it. Send them back, they'll replace them. There's places along the trail, so if one of these blow out, they'll replace it free. $20, $10 a month, very much worth it. Okay? These are my sleeping socks. These are Darn Tough, just a little bit more cushion on them. These are what I'm gonna sleep in. These will never hit the trail. If I have to, I'll put wet socks on and hike. These are critical to have it dry when you get it done at the end of the day. You gotta be able to get it dry. You gotta be able to get it dry. Makes you fit your underwear. That's why the boys don't fight. Okay, very lightweight. I do carry a little bit of body glide just in case, but you know, starting off during the winter, probably not necessary. Summer, spring, when you really start sweating, maybe. And these are my 250s. These are thicker than the ones I have on. These are 250 Merino Wool. Got these downstairs at Leggings, Colorado Gear Lab, Woodland Park, Colorado. Awesome lady. A lot of this stuff, and I'll just say that real quick because I'm about done. A lot of this stuff, I really honestly tried to trade furs or money or whatever they wanted for gear locally or from cottage companies. Did y'all give me back my hat? Oh, well, maybe it's still out there. Okay. I'm always thinking, man. This is an awesome hat, man. Mountain Blaze in Maine. Handmade by a woman and a husband and wife team. Awesome hat, awesome. I mean, I'm telling you, $40. Just, oh, that's high. Well, get out there and walk it. I used this thing twice to the cracks. Never felt a drop of hair coming on me, nothing. It was awesome. Okay, 250 Merino Wool, 150 Merino Wool. These are my sleep clothes. That'll never change. Those and these will never get wet. They'll never see the outside. Unless we run into an extreme situation where I'm gonna freeze if I don't have it. There's no way around it. Then I will use them and we'll be figuring a way off the trail, okay? I'll do the tent real quick and then I'm gonna get Happy Hippie up here and let her tell you what she's taking. But the tent, this is a big Agnes Copper Spur HVUL3. It's a 3-person tent, okay? It does not come with the footprint, meaning the ground cloth. It's extra, $100 extra. I bought one. The tent's, I think $549 or something like that. It's a high dollar. We each have about 21 square feet of space in there. Our pads, like I said, are 25 by 72. Once we put our pads in there, we still have about 10 inches of room if we want it. If we want to spoon, we can do that too. Put them together and, you know, use all the warmth you can get, okay? What we do have is about 2 foot, either the front or the back, you choose, or a foot each way, that we can actually get our packs in if we need to, okay? We can actually move our stuff inside, so it's not out in the weather. This tent is awesome. Lynn wouldn't let me stake it out, so I moved forward, so I don't know what she's talking about. But anyway, this tent has a vestibule, meaning a vestibule where you can put your stuff on each side. And it has an awning. This part right here unwraps. Use your trekking poles and set out on each side. So over on that other side, there's a door. She's not calling on me to get out or vice versa. This is an awesome tent. We've used it several times. There and why there's grass inside it. All this gear that we have here, I'm not trying to say, I hope I know how it works. We've used this stuff. Will it last the whole trail? I don't know, but that's what I'm starting with. And if it doesn't, you know, you can, Lynn has a website, and if you mention Whiskers, you get 10% off. You're gonna be punching that button. Anyway, the tent, awesome, it's a double wall tent. The biggest tent out there right now, this was the most popular tent last year on the JT. Oh, Big Agnes, not the 3, but the Big Agnes. This year, it switched over to Z-Pack. This tent weighs 3 pounds and 6 ounces, and you can quote me on that. With the poles, everything you see here, 3 pounds, 6 ounces, everything. Very lightweight. I'm carrying the tent. Okay, our goal in this whole operation is to keep my pack under 30. Depth pack, we keep moving a number of parts. 20 would be ideal. Anyway, 20 would be ideal on her. I told you earlier she weighs 16.5, no food and water. It's probably going to go to 22. That's not killer. But anyway, there's our tent system. Have any questions on that? I'll be happy to address.
Did you consider, you mentioned the Z-Pack, and they're probably about half the load. I think they might be more expensive too. But did you consider a Z-Pack tent?
I did consider a Z-Pack tent, but Z-Packs are single wall tents. This is a double wall tent. What the main hauler, everybody loves the 15 ounces of a Z-Pack. Z-Pack, and the name's skipping me, but the weight on it, there you go, duplex. The Z-Pack duplex, everybody's raving about it. They love the 15 ounces. But with the Z-Pack duplex, there's no poles involved. You use your trekking poles to set it up. It's a single wall tent. They will condensate. I promise you, they will. They'll drip on you. They will, and that's not a bad
I've
thing.
got one, it's not that bad.
I know, in certain areas.
Yeah,
But,
if you vent it right, you just gotta learn to use them like any, it's all.
an old setup, I've heard that over and over again. It's how you set it up, how it ventilates. There's a ton.
They do sell freestanding poles with it too, that
Yes, they do.
I have, and it expands it out just about that big.
Right?
But it makes it, it's a good 22 ounces maybe with those poles, and you don't need to use trekking poles if you use those freestanding.
If you use the freestanding ones.
Right.
They have the triplex and the duplex and whatever. It's a really good tent and it's very lightweight.
They're, the big Agnes is super nice too. It's all a matter of what you're comfortable with.
And that's what it is. And I'm not picking you out, but it's not your height, it's not your height, it's not your height. This is Debbie and I's height. And one thing you'll hear over and over again out there is hike your own height. Did I pick the lightest weight gear that I could possibly do? No. But I had a budget. I mean, she saw these numbers flying. And not just her, but we have a budget for the trail.
We're not
Speaking-
sticking with it very well. It comes in the mail every day.
Well, speaking of, let's talk about
Let's
that
just be
just real
real.
quick. Remember the text? You can also delete people off that list. It works out really good. Speaking of the cost of the Appalachian Trail, let's talk about that real quick. That's very important. Let's talk about that. They claim that one person should have a budget for $1,000 per month to hike the Appalachian Trail. So how long do I think it's gonna take us? I think it's gonna take us 6 to 7 months. So that's 7, and 7 is 14. You can take that number and run with it. Well, if you don't do this, well, if you stay here, well, you can tear that number apart. I don't care what you do with it. I'm planning on $2,000 a month for me and Deb to hike the Appalachian Trail. Now, every hamburger you buy, which I do have PayPal on my business card, or every place you buy, and I'm being kind of serious. We have people on the trail that want to put us up, that want to feed us, because people are good. I'm not asking for none of that, but why don't you have PayPal? So I did. I put PayPal on my deal. I've got a little bit of, mostly what I've gotten is people that just want to reach out and help. You know, just say, hey, when you come through here, we're going to run you to town. You don't have to pay for a shuttle. We'll take you to Walmart. We'll take you in, and we'll take you back to the trail. So you get a lot of that. But I'm planning on $14,000 type of trail. That's what I'm budgeting on. Now, are we sticking to that? No. Is that all we have? No. Is that all we need? I don't know. I'm not there yet. But you have to have a number. You have to have a number. Okay? And there's people that go a lot cheaper, trust me. And there's people that they call platinum blazers. They'll stay in a hotel every night if they can. Michelle. And she has the money to do it. I don't.
But I would still have that quilt.
And you,
I would still have that quilt.
that quilt, when I mentioned that quilt's $500.
I'd have two.
See? And we do have two, so we're one of
Some of us have like 4 or 5 of those for every degree.
There you go.
Right?
There you go. So,
It's an addiction.
okay, real quick, let's stay focused because of holiday. Let me go through my electronics real quick.
That and the water.
And this is almost the last thing. Okay. This I'm not going to tear it apart. This is my first day. Have you noticed that Whiskers got teeth?
How beautiful.
A lot of people don't have them. You've been to Arkansas lately?
Fantastic.
I'm just saying. A lot of people have a mule no teeth or teeth no mule. I've got both. Okay, but anyway, this is my ditty bag. I have some moleskin tape in there. I have some tenacious tape. I have a little cream. I have a little eyeglass fixture, a brush. It rattles, so I've got some pills in there. I don't want to take like Tylenol all the time or ibuprofen all the time. One bad for your liver, one bad for your gizzard or whatever. You know, anyway. I have 90 days worth of my prescriptions in here because that's another thing you think about if you're going off for a long time. I have 90 days worth of pills. We have a guy in Colorado Springs that's going to actually, Wes is going to actually resupply us as we need stuff. So I'm not going to tear that apart. What I will tear apart is this. That has, I don't know, that has stuff. Okay, that's my stuff. What I will take apart is this. Okay, how are we going to stay charged out there? I'm going to go on the trail. So I bought this little bitty selfie stick. Okay, the cool thing about this, and this is one thing I really like, it'll do a selfie stick and all that. If you can get this open, it's really, really nice. I'm just telling you. I know, remember Alice's restaurant? It's coming around. It's coming around. And this does make a tripod, which is really cool. Okay, has your phone holder. What's really cool about this, I need another bridge. What's really cool about this, if I have a trigger out there, you can take this and wrap it around and hold your tripod, and then you can do walk-offs. You can do whatever. You know, go down and go. I know, really. This is a really cool, I love this feature on this. It wasn't that high, pretty cheap off Amazon.
Miles.
You know your 2,000 miles will turn into 4,000 after you like walk off and get that.
Right?
No, I'm not gonna do, I see a lot of
He hasn't
walk-off
turned into
videos.
Rome.
I see a lot of walk-off videos, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, how we gonna keep things charged up out there? We have these are Anchor 10,000 milliamp battery banks. You can get them in 20, you can get them in 30. I don't remember what this weighs, but it's less than a pound. And this will charge my iPhone 13 4 to 5 times. We're each carrying our own 10,000 milliamp. She's gonna be taking pictures, I'm gonna be beautiful videos, okay? So we carry these. Then I have the cords to go with them. I have a cord to charge up my Garmin Mini inReach. Have a cord to charge this when I'm in town. And then I have the iPhone cord. Okay, yeah, you can get them shorter. I want to be able to put this in my foot box, down in my quilt, and run this cord up, and edit videos or play on Facebook or whatever I want to do. 6-foot cord. Okay. Lapel mic. Y'all hear me better now? Anyway, lapel mic, and then we have an anchor wall charger. Okay, and the reason I do this, I put stickers on everything. There's literally 4,000 of these on the trail. When you walk into a battery bank at Colorado Gear Lab or another outfitter or whatever, you're gonna have a bunch of wall plugs, like hundreds of them right in a row. Lay yours down, you'll never know which one it is. I don't know. It's kind of like my hat missing. This is a 24 watt, which means it has 12 in each one. That's important if you buy a wall charger. A lot of them have like 5 deals and people think I'm getting a good deal for $12. And it's a 20 watt. Well, all that's divided up into each one. That 20 watts is divided into each one. They may need to research and figure out which one's what. But they divide that 20 down into 5 times. So you're only getting 5 watts over here. And that's why it's not quick charging. Okay? The other thing I bought were these little bitty deals. Adapters. Okay, what this does is this goes from a regular USB to a USB smaller. Okay? Because a lot of my stuff charges off the smaller. So I can plug one of these into here, plug that into there, and good to go. Okay? 2 of them. Okay? All the batteries I'm carrying, a lot of my stuff, none of it uses AA. Some of it uses AAA, like my headlamp. I know you can go wireless or chargeless or whatever, but I'm not doing it. We got them 2 for $12, so I like them. And she'll like them. Carrying 3 extra batteries. That's it. So that's my electronic. A couple of luxury items we're thinking about taking. Okay? This is a Dewey camp chair. It's a lot like some of the camp chairs you guys are sitting in there. This weighs 2 pounds. We're not taking it to start with. Deb's trying to get me to, she can't make me. I'm not going to do it. Okay. The one I bought originally was the heating box. It weighs 4 pounds. A little higher up. This one works just fine. Okay? Definitely taking it. We'll have it shipped after we get out of Smokies. We'll be in warmer weather. Okay? We'll be in warmer weather. We're going to send back a lot of this warm gear we're going to need. We'll send it back to Wes. He'll send all this stuff to us. We'll get the place figured out. Once we get up north again, we may need these again. So he'll redo this, okay? We'll swap that out. Another luxury item I'm taking definitely is this umbrella. I haven't got it all set up yet, but this actually goes and it'll attach to my pack without me carrying it. Weighs 8.5 ounces, 6 moons. I really like it. Well, why do you need an umbrella? You walk through the canopy most of the time in the AT. But if it's just a steady rain or wind's not blowing, I think it'll feel good to have about a 30-inch area around your head that's not getting. Deb will get tired of walking right behind me because she will. Okay? One other luxury item I'm going to have sent. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle actually gave this to me for my birthday. This is an Echo fly rod. There's 8 pieces. It makes up to 9 feet. It's a regular size fly rod with the reel. She loves me. Okay? Other thing we got here was customized food bags for Hilltop Packs. You recognize those people on there? One of them says Happy Hippie on the bottom, the other one says Whiskers. Because when you get out there and you hang your bag, Z-Packs we talked about all day. 90, 80, 70, whatever. Thousands of people are going to have a blue Z-Packs bear bag. You need something to distinguish from your there, especially throwing them in bear boxes or whatever. Okay? I'm not so sure that I want to even put reflective tape on the bottom of these yet. I don't know. But our budget's running out, so I probably won't. Real quick, the trekking poles, Deb's are hanging there. She has the black diamond. Mine are hanging here. We've each had these for years. I mean, they're not brand new. We've had them for years. They work fine, that's what I'm taking. If we blow one of them out, we'll replace it. Okay? The other item I just got today, thanks to Lynn, is my outdoor research puppy. I have a Eddie Bauer puppy, which is okay, but this one's definitely warmer, and I'm definitely taking this. It folds up into its left pocket, so it makes a little deal, and it has a real comfortable place for your head. It's felt lined or whatever. I like it. So I may end up maybe getting rid of that pillow. I don't know. We'll see. But outdoor research comes from Lynn. This is awesome. And I took the tags off of it, so if I want to, I
What
can
brand
just.
is that coat?
Huh?
What brand is that?
This is outdoor research.
Oh, okay.
It's an 800 foam. It's like a foam pillow. It's 800 downfield, and it's going to be really, really warm. I won't wear this hiking. There's no way. I mean, I won't need it because you warm up too much. What I will wear this for is in camp. Because once you stop in camp, you're going to start getting cold. You need a way to not get cold. So that's that. And I took the tags off and it's mine, so I can just blow it. It don't matter. Okay, so this is some of the stuff we will be using on the trail. Like I said, it's not exactly what we're taking. The only thing we have planned on this whole Appalachian Trail is two things really. We're going to make it to Neal Gap, which is 30.1 miles from Springer Mountain. The other goal is to make it to Katahdin, which is just a shady mess there. Katahdin, Maine. Okay? But we're not going to plan the trail. When we start off walking, everybody says, how many miles are you going to hike? I don't know. I really don't. We're going to try to keep it down to single digits for the first 2 weeks. Even though we have been hiking out here in the Rockies. If we really feel like we can do better than that, then we'll discuss it and we'll do it. But we're going to try to keep it single digits to get the pack weight, to get the legs going again, you know. So that's what we're doing there. Okay, I think that's all I have.
And he's done a really good job with, I mean, he's got to carry that stuff, the tent and all that, so if he messed up, it's on him. But the bedding system is super. I'm wearing what I'm wearing with the addition of my little hat that is like a cheap one from Zulily, but I hate hats, I hate glasses, I hate anything on my head or face. But that one's not too bad, so I'm taking it. I have on, so I have this pair of Oboz boots, and I have a different style of Oboz boots that I'm gonna have sent to me. They're a little bit longer, so they say your feet can grow up to a size, so I have some room to grow. Hey, Bob. And so I'm gonna have those sent out. I'll probably need maybe 2 more pair of shoes out on the trail, but I'm gonna go to an REI or a local outfitter or whatever and get fit at that time, because if I already had a favorite, I would probably send one more out, but I don't, and I just think my feet will change. And while I'm on that subject, so I've had a lot of problems with plantar fasciitis, and in an ironic twist, showing that God does have a sense of humor, I don't have any fat on the bottom of my feet, which is not normal. So my feet have caused me problems in the past, and I have a couple things to take care of that. Oh, I might not have got them in here, but I carry extra insoles, and I have these little sleeves. I thought they were in here. They're called Shock Doctor, but it's basically a sleeve that you pull over your foot, and it has a little extra pad under my arches. And I'm not gonna So I have extra things, because if you've ever worn high heels, you know, once your feet start hurting, you cannot wear them the rest of the day. So you have to change something up. And this is the lightest way that I can think of to change things up if things get bad on that front. I have an emergency blanket. I'm gonna get a new one that's never been used. My little tooth thing. Everything should have more than one purpose. So I made, just in case I have to soak the denture, but I made this into a little first aid kit, just so dual purpose if I need it. I have my own water filtration. As far as us getting separated on the trail or anything, I'm less worried about needing as much stuff because a lot of people, the AT has gotten more popular every year, and there'll probably be, there's like 50 people registered to leave the day we leave, right?
Yeah.
And it'll grow, and they'll drop off, like don't the average person, don't they quit in like 30 miles?
Yeah, some of them quit before they can get out of Georgia. 25% never make it out of Georgia, which is 78 miles.
Good
They
grief.
just go, I'm not doing this no more.
So I really am carrying very few things. I've got a light comb, I've got a toothbrush, a toothpaste, and a little tube. Dr. Bronner's soap. Oh, it's open. Well, that's sealed anyway. But this stuff supposedly is supposed to last you a long time. I've got a little microfiber towel, which these are nice. I've actually got 3. I've got one in the outside of my pack. I've got one that I keep in my food bags and clean up and stuff. And then this, and that's probably overkill, but that's what I'm gonna use to clean up. I've also got, this is like a half a ShamWow. It's not a ShamWow, but it's super absorbent because I figured, you never know. The microfiber is not super absorbent or anything, so I wanted something like that in case there's ever water to be dealt with. So my kit for self-care is gonna be really small. This is like tiers for, I wear one contact, and I wear the same contact for a month. I hardly ever take them out, so I'm not gonna bring a bunch of stuff to take care of contacts. If they get, if it gets dry or falls out or dirty, you know, you're kind of disgusting on the trail, so I'm not gonna touch them. If I don't have to, I'll throw it away and get a new one. So there's that. This is my clothing bag, which I kept big to lay flat instead of making it like everything else is sort of a ball in there. And I've also got my quilt stuffed into the very bottom of my bag so that it lays more flat. But this is all the clothes I'm taking. I've got on, this is an alpaca hoodie that I just bought that I love.
Therein lies our budget.
It's thin. I've got the lightweight wool that Dave got for me here with Lynn, top and bottom. My leggings I just love because they've got a pocket and zippers and they're pretty cheap brand. And, you know, one thing about it is we can get rid of anything that's too heavy, but we're not gonna have to go more than a couple of days. We're not out in the back country, bush for days or whatever. There's really nothing that we can't come up with out there, so we're in more danger here. Like that Garmin Mini gives me a lot more peace of mind here than it does thinking about the AT. Got a pair of leggings and a short sleeve shirt. I'm sleeping in the other set of wool. And I've got alpaca socks. A lot of people wear down booties at night, but I have these alpaca socks that are super thick. And I've worn them hiking once, and it was a cold day. My feet were burning up, so they're gonna be my sleeping socks. Wearing the Darn Tough socks, which Lynn said she's gonna start carrying soon. But anyway, this is all my spare clothes. I wasn't gonna bring them, but I've been seeing videos of people hiking. There are several people on the trail right now. And besides the fact that they're having a snowstorm, some people are walking around in shorts. So who knows what it's gonna be like. So anyway, I have that, and then I have this raincoat that I love, but I really don't know how rainproof it is, and it's a Columbia, but I don't know like what model it is. So I am gonna go put on a shirt and zip myself up, and I'm gonna take a shower. And we'll see. It's super lightweight. We'll see about that. This is Dave ordered this Eddie Bauer coffee, and it took so long to send it to him. They sent him another, and they crossed in the mail and told him to keep them both. So I'm gonna use his. It's a
What
little.
is it?
It's a puffy.
It's folded up into its own
Oh.
pocket. We're getting ready to get hit with
I'm
it.
gonna get it out.
Coat?
It's folded up into its own
It's a
pocket.
coat.
Just
The
pull it out.
same as you had?
And these are my knockoff Crocs. I swore I would never have Crocs, no offense to anybody who loves them, but they're super ultra light, and I just, if I need to cross a stream or just have something else to wear at camp, they're really light. And I'm gonna have to wear socks with them if it snows or anything. Anyway, I've got gloves, and I've gone really, really light. Oh, like Michelle gave me some gloves. They're fleece inside. I gotta have these. I've used them here a lot, but then I've gotta have something to keep them
Yeah,
warm.
those are terrible gloves.
Huh?
I mean, they're really warm, but if you get a little bit wet, they really soak up the water.
Yeah, I gotta get something that's waterproof.
They're for the city.
So, for my finale, I'm gonna show you two things. Because Dave didn't talk about it, so I'm gonna talk about this. If I can get this off of here. Some people just use their hiking poles. Anyway, I can't get it off. It is a titanium shovel for a cat hole. So, it's lightweight. But I also have this, it's called a piss-off cloth. And it is to wipe instead of toilet paper when you pee. And there's a couple different brands, but it's infused with silver something. So it's supposed to be antibacterial, and that just hangs off your pack, and you rinse it out, and it dries out real fast and go on. And that'll save toilet paper or not toilet paper and being messy there. So that's what I'm carrying, and with most everything else. I am gonna eat quite a bit differently than Dave eats probably. I'll eat any of this stuff, but I'll probably lean more towards nuts and like get a hunk of salami, a hunk of cheese, and make that last and stuff. Cause it's all gonna get really old fast. I know it is. And I know everything tastes better after a long day of hiking or whatever, but anyway. And I did want to say one more thing about this. Some people think that this is super, this is not our sleeping pad, but we can use it for a sleeping pad. But when we go hike, it's really nice because you can lay all your stuff out and you don't lose it. But I'm gonna do yoga on the trail. So, that's my yoga pad too. So.
That will add extra warmth too under your other pad.
Exactly, so it'll be like a spare. you shouldn't bring one or just bring a little one. It is so nice when you, I have back problems, so I can't always sit up straight, but it'll be extra warmth at night if I need it, but it's also like, sometimes it's better for me to lay out, and I can do that in snow or whatever, mud, so I love it. And that's all I have.
And if we really do, like they're saying, if we get a hole in one of our air mattresses or whatever, we have a spare, you know, we can make that work for a little while. So, we're gonna do a question and answer real quick, if anybody's got any, Stephanie?
What I'm impressed with you, Debbie, is like, you have plantar fasciitis, right? You have plantar fasciitis issues, you have back issues, that's just normal people stuff, right? Like, when you get older and stuff hurts. But you're not shying away from that, right? A lot of people would say, oh, I can't do this hike, or I can't climb the, Craig's or Appalachian Trail, anything like that, because this hurts. And you're like, well, it does, but we're gonna take it slow, and I've got these tools to help me along the way. And I really commend that, because I myself have mobility issues and things, and it's hard. It's hard when stuff hurts.
Oh yeah, well my spine is fused, I got, I don't know, I used to deliver mail, I blame that on my back being all messed up.
Basic catalogs.
Exactly. But, so I can't stand in one place for very long, but I can walk, and we do walk a lot, but it really is, it's not 2,193 miles, and this is my thought on taking off on the trail. We should have a pretty good start because of the altitude. Although we're not going to 0, we're going to like 4 to 660 or 6,600 or something is, and after Virginia, everything's lower than 4. So, I mean, we should have a good start, but your body doesn't, I actually read about this today. At altitude, it's not that there's less oxygen, it's that the barometric pressure makes it harder to breathe. And then so your body builds extra red blood cells and hemoglobin. And so that'll go away anywhere from a few weeks to like, the red blood cells only live 90 days. So all that advantage is gonna be gone pretty soon. But I told Dave, I said, I'm gonna think about our hike, especially in the first few weeks, is we're going on a camping trip and we're gonna walk a little bit during the day and really take it slow so that we can sort of build up our trail legs and not hurt ourselves, because that is gonna be, like you said, if you hurt, it's so easy not to keep going. And I just think if we just go on a camping trip with a little walking in between for a few days, we'll really build that up. But anyway, so thank you. I did want to say something. I don't know why it even matters. So my 59th birthday is in March, and Dave's quite, he's a lot older. But so my mom died on my 35th birthday when she was 59 years old. And she could not walk a block at my age. And I'm going to live my life.
That is
Sorry.
cool. That is cool. I will turn 68 on the trail in July. And I want to do this now. I don't want to wait. I don't want to whatever. We're going to start off like Deb said, slow. Not slow, but we got to get there. Let's just make let our bodies get used to this and then go. So it'll happen. I watched a ton of videos. There's people that say, once you get so far in there, you don't care how much you're carrying. You're carrying that ribeye out from Walmart to eat that night. You don't care. You just don't. So I think it's important to wait on our bodies to say okay. But like you were saying, Steph, I mean, there's 1,000 reasons to say no. And especially once you get out there. But that's not what I'm there for. I want to come back and pester in again. I'm just kidding. I look forward to it. Any other questions about anything? Yes, sir.
What are you using for maps, or like to figure out how many days
awesome question, awesome. Okay, there's a couple of things I am using. I'm using what they call it used to be called Far Out or Gut Hook, and now it's called the Far Out app. It's from Atlas. They're out of Denver, Colorado. They have several trails that's down to the water source, the next shelter. They know where you are within a tenth of a mile by satellites and not by phone service. So I'm using that, the Far Out app, which is awesome. I urge you to get it. If any of you guys want to follow us, there's another way to do that. You get the app, you don't pay nothing, we've already bought it. You can follow us on the trail and say exactly where we're at. And I'll send out check-ins. Okay, that's one way. The other way is called the AWOL guide. It's built by a guy a long time ago. It's actually a hard paper copy, or what I do is I have it on my phone. I have it on my phone now, so it'll tell you resupply points, it'll tell you stores, how many, where you're at, you know, it goes a little bit more in depth. Incorporate those two, and we won't have any trouble. There's 256 shelters, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Don't quote me on nothing I say today. There's like 256 shelters along the Appalachian Trail, and every quarter mile or closer, there's a white blaze on a tree, or a white blaze. It's just a white painted mark on a tree or a rock or whatever. And if you get lost and you're not sure, you can look at Gut Hook. That thing's got you to within 3 feet of where you're actually at. So.
Do you have an app you use?
Yeah, I use the Far Out app, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's an awesome app.
It's great.
And, if you get lost hiking the Appalachian Trail, we're going no-go. Just turn around and look, because there's probably a blaze going somewhere. I'm just saying, that's where they are. They really is. That funny?
Oh, sorry.
I love this lady. This lady's been awesome to do. We've kind of got a relationship going. But that is a great question. Anything else? Yes, sir.
So your top pedal for your cat, that only marries up with thermos?
Say that one more time.
For your
Yeah, it is a thermarest.
That doesn't marry up to any
No.
other cat.
They make them.
Do they make adapters?
Yeah, they have all different adapters. You can buy some have like little USB plugs even in them, some have flashlights on them, but it's the same.
That's awesome. That thing was like $25. When I saw it, she has one too. I was like, whoa. Cause on that air sac I showed you, I blew into it and pumped it. I didn't know how to use it, so I'm out, we're camped somewhere. Lynn, you're gonna go, where's that little chair you brought in? I was out there like this, kind of scoop air out of it. I knew you was gonna laugh. I don't care, I'll own up to it. I didn't know all this stuff. You don't know until you learn. Then I saw a video of it, and that guy just like, and there was a massive amount of air in it. Man, that guy's got something. I'm gonna subscribe to his channel. Yes, ma'am.
I was just wondering, so you've been on trails here, what's the longest you've been out around this area to test out your gear? What's the longest?
That's an excellent question. I knew somebody's gonna ask that. We actually go on, the longest hike we've been on is 12 miles, okay, without our packs. The longest we've been on with our pack is 8 miles. 8 miles in, 8 miles out on the South Platte River. Because there you can go in, go right down below the South Platte and hike like, we stayed one night and then we moved on up till it gets to the rocks and stuff and then we came on out. But as far as through hikers, we ain't. Scared I ain't.
We've done one night. Is that what you're
2
talking
nights.
about?
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Oh, we did two.
Yeah, I was just wondering, and it'll be fun to follow you
Thank you.
and see how everything.
And since you brought that up.
We camped a lot, but we have not carried it all, and that is the big twist now. I mean, we have a few nights, but not, that's a whole different ballgame. It sounds like you backpack, so.
The most I've done, like out on the Colorado Trail this past summer, I've had 2 foot surgeries also, so I can totally relate. I did like a 75 or 80 mile stint with some other ladies on the Colorado Trail, and it really is different, but it's so fun. I mean, we'd sit around and I'd compare other equipment stuff. I mean, gear is, but you guys have a great sense of humor. I love that you're taking the Fargo with you and stuff. I mean, that's the most important thing out on the trail is having a good sense of humor.
Well, I think, man, I'll just tell you something about Debbie. Remember I told you I teared up when she said she didn't even do this? Guys, I want to do this forever. And Debbie and I, we don't show it out in public, but we really like each other. I mean, we're gonna have 21 square feet each. Fine. And,
I snore though, and he's probably gonna make me sleep out beside the tent.
I couldn't pick a better partner to do this with, because, like I said, man, Deb's my life right now, and we're gonna go do this trail. And there's no freaking way we're not gonna make it to Catawba. There's no way, barring an injury. And we're working to prevent that too. You know, you can hike around here, you just don't go off your couch and take this out, and I don't think you do. You know, so, anyway, any other questions? Man, I want to thank you guys for coming. Before Lynn gets up here, I want to give her a big shout out for sure. This girl and Colorado Gear Lab, she thought I was going to sell her furs and trade furs. I'm telling you, she's been phenomenal in helping us. And I didn't buy all this gear here. I bought what I could here. And when I asked Lynn to help me on this, I had a specific list, didn't I, of what I wanted. I didn't want this to work or this is close enough. I'd already researched it enough to know what I wanted. So I want that. And if it's wrong, like Deb said, then he'll eat it. You know? But I want to thank you guys for sure. We're not done yet. We're going to give away some stuff. So I'm going to introduce the owner one more time.
Invented something that it goes on a Nalgene bottle, so not that you're going to carry one, but he invented this to put on a Nalgene bottle, so at the end of the day, you can roll out your thighs, roll your bag. I thought, oh my gosh, that's so cool, but you need one.
Yeah, we do.
And Debbie, I'm sorry you don't wear hats, but you get one.
I do wear them, I just don't wear much.
And last week when I was in Denver at Outdoor Retailer, I was able to snatch you a bunch of Appalachian Trail stickers.
Oh, cool.
So there's that.
Oh.
And I know you already have your bandana, so you can leave these at home, but they're Appalachian.
I was wanting one of them. Are you kidding me?
So yeah. So there you go. So thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. I had said in my post this would be informational, inspirational, and entertaining, and absolutely you nailed it on all of them. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So we have a couple of door prizes, and I think you guys do as well. Did everybody get tickets? Everybody have another piece of your ticket? All right. Do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
All right. So.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay, so Dave pulled out the fire beaner. I have a fire beaner, and then I have the fire escape. This is the one that was modeled after search and rescue folks. This is the seatbelt cutter, glass breaker, you know, kind of things. But they both are a fire source. So, without further ado, would you pull a ticket, please, and read the number?
Why didn't I get the first?
You're next. I'm going to do the first one. That looks crumpled. Somebody was mad.
365039.
I
I knew it!
because I didn't announce which one.
It's crumpled up.
I didn't announce which one, so just wait there.
I have to have that one that breaks out of a
Okay,
car.
pick it.
They both do. They both have the breakers.
I have to do it one at a time.
That's very
So,
good.
there you go.
Here, Michelle.
Okay, so this one is for the fire beater.
You did have that for later. I knew that crumbled up one was yours.
Okay, fire beater.
037. I don't think there's any duplicates. 037.
037?
Awesome.
There you go. I encourage you to go to the website for Outdoor Element. They put out great videos, awesome little company, tons of stuff. This is a $25 gift card for the gift shop downstairs.
Whoa!
Colorado Gear Lab, so.
Whoa! Of course, I'm not in that drawing.
Oh, I was going to have you
Fly
say
up
your
your
Let's see. 048.
Anybody? Going once, going twice? All of them went once.
That was Kenny.
Okay.
Probably.
Here, use it probably, because, you know, now she picks somebody who's on here. Okay.
Okay, I don't have my glasses, but it says ticket on the top.
I have that.
How about 031?
It was the gentleman that was sitting right here.
Did he
Okay.
give you his ticket?
He did.
I thought so. Here you go.
Whoa!
Okay, all right.
Now you're
So
obligated to
which-
spin
what are you
that
gonna
downstairs, I'm sorry.
Which one do you want to pick?
So, well, I'll just tell about this real quick. So I work at Tumbling Trout Fly Shop in Lake George, And Michelle just wrote this book about rookie fishing, the high country of South Park, and it features my photos. So she was generous enough to give me copies to give to a few friends, and I thought, it's great even if you don't fish, because she tells you all these high country places you can go hike and bring your dogs and stuff. So I'm gonna sign it, and I'll have Michelle sign it. So that is for
And if you open up the front cover, it says Hiking with Whiskers.
034.
It's true.
034.
034, there you
Woo!
go.
There you go.
Okay.
And you can do this because you have almost a Subaru.
So you fish,
This one I use this as a.
you hike, we'll get you fishing. So, okay, and then what do you got here?
Okay.
Didn't you buy that for me? You giving that away?
This is my turn. Okay, this is all our dry bags are from Wise Out. They're real cheap off the Amazon. Hers were really too high. Oh, that's good. Anyway, they were from Wise Out, and I ordered them, the lightweight ones, and they sent me these PVC, and they just said keep them, don't send them back. This is a 5-liter dry bag, very dry, great for car camping or something. Throw it in the back for home to emergency gear. Keep going and
No,
going.
draw. They can read the tag.
Ticket. 024. This is a 5-liter dry bag.
Oh, thank you.
Good.
Oh, be clear on the bike.
And this I did buy off the lane. I told you about the Combine. I went to Sawyer Squeeze. It's brand new, never been opened. It's a 1-liter size. These are great filters. There's nothing wrong with these. Nothing at all. When you get ready to shake that thing,
Okay, go ahead.
1 liter, Catadine B3. Not everybody ought to have one. Can I draw it again?
Yep.
Ticket. 046.
That's me.
Woo!
All right, so as you are leaving, if you do shop downstairs and you have a ticket stub from today, we will take 10% off your total bill, so.
Man, you guys,
Thank
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you to everybody that showed
Grab
up.
some s'mores, there's like some s'mores.
Man, guys, the Happy Hippie and I really appreciate you watching this video. It was really fun to put this event on. Hey, if you need any of the gear that we spoke of in this video, I've linked it down below, and it'd really help us out. We're affiliated with a bunch of these companies, and it'd just throw a couple cents our way without costing you anything extra. Once again, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys.